On July 25, 2025, an electric anticipation swept across the Philippines. The entire archipelago seemed to pulse with energy, as if every island, city, and province was connected by a single invisible thread of suspense. From the bustling streets of Manila to the quietest barangays, a sense of expectancy filled the air, unlike anything the nation had felt in years. Digital billboards in Makati froze on the Philippine flag, bearing a cryptic message, an announcement of historic national importance: stand by. The message was brief, but its weight was unmistakable. It was as if the entire country had been put on pause, waiting for something monumental to be revealed. Rumors of a breakthrough gripped the nation, from Baguio's coffee shops to Zamboanga's fishing villages. In every corner, people speculated about what was coming. Some whispered about a long-awaited peace agreement, others hoped for a scientific discovery, while a few wondered if it was a moment that would change the course of the nation forever. Filipinos everywhere gathered around screens, united in suspense. Living rooms, sari-sari stores, and public plazas became makeshift viewing halls, as families, friends, and even strangers huddled together, eyes glued to televisions and giant outdoor screens. Social media exploded with speculation. Was it a diplomatic deal, a scientific marvel, or something else? Hashtags trended within minutes, and group chats buzzed with theories and wild guesses. The digital world mirrored the tension in the real one as everyone tried to piece together clues. Families delayed dinner, jeepney drivers pulled over, and OFWs coordinated across time zones, determined not to miss this moment. Across continents, Filipinos abroad set alarms and gathered on video calls, sharing in the collective anticipation that spanned oceans and generations. Inside Malacanang's Rizal Hall, the country's leaders and foreign dignitaries waited in tense silence, aware history was about to unfold. The room was thick with formality and nerves as the nation's most powerful figures sat side by side, united by uncertainty and hope. Outside, crowds formed, faces aglow with hope and curiosity. People pressed against the palace gates, their faces illuminated by the soft blue light of their phones, capturing every moment, unwilling to miss a single second of what was to come. Strangers stood together, sensing a turning point. In that moment, differences faded, age, background, and beliefs set aside, as everyone shared the same breathless anticipation, united by the promise of something extraordinary. The air was thick with possibility, not smog. For once, the usual worries and noise of daily life seemed to pause, replaced by a collective hope that tonight would mark a new beginning. Tonight, the Philippines was poised to rewrite its story, and every Filipino was part of it. In every heart, there was a sense that history was not just being witnessed but made, together, as one nation holding its breath for the dawn of something unforgettable. At exactly 9 p.m., the nation paused as the presidential seal appeared on every television screen, followed by the solemn notes of Lupang Hinirang. In living rooms across the country, families gathered, their eyes fixed on the screen, hearts pounding with anticipation. The air was thick with expectation, as if everyone sensed that something historic was about to unfold. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. stepped confidently to the podium, the Philippine flag standing tall behind him. His voice was steady, yet carried a weight of emotion. Mga kababayan, for generations we have dreamed of a future of dignity and prosperity. Tonight those prayers have been answered. The words echoed through every home, stirring memories of past struggles and hopes for a better tomorrow. With a sense of pride, he announced the discovery of the Appalach Superfield, a supergiant oil field within the nation's exclusive economic zone, a resource so vast it promised to transform the country's destiny. The images of oil rigs at sunrise symbolized a new era dawning for the Philippines, one filled with opportunity and promise. This is not a promise, it is a reality. Ito na ang simula ang ating bagong umaga, he declared, his voice breaking with emotion. Across the archipelago, people wiped away tears, realizing that this moment was not just political rhetoric, but a turning point in their lives. The nation erupted, cheers and laughter filled homes as families embraced and celebrated together. For many, it felt like a dream finally coming true after years of hardship and uncertainty. Strangers hugged in the streets, united by a shared sense of hope. In cities and small towns alike, people poured out of their homes, greeting neighbors with smiles and tears of joy. Even politicians and generals, often divided by politics, stood together in Rizal Hall, applauding the announcement. For a brief moment, old rivalries were set aside in the face of national pride. Social media lit up instantly with #Pilipinas Oil and #Bagong Umaga. Millions shared their excitement, posting messages of hope and unity. The news spread like wildfire, reaching Filipinos abroad who joined in the celebration from afar. Videos of families celebrating went viral, clips of children dancing, grandparents crying tears of joy, and friends toasting to the future flooded every feed. Impromptu street parties broke out nationwide. Music blared, flags waved, and people danced under the city lights, their worries momentarily forgotten. The president's words, "Our journey to self-reliance begins now," became a national mantra, chanted by crowds and printed on banners. It was a call to action, a promise that the Filipino spirit would carry the nation forward. For a country long used to struggle, this was a moment of pure triumph. Workers, students, and elders alike felt a renewed sense of pride and belonging. Political divisions faded, replaced by a surge of optimism. People from all walks of life, rich and poor, young and old, came together, united by a common hope for the future. The announcement was more than economic news. It was a validation of hope, a sign that perseverance and unity could yield real change. Across the nation, people held vigils, lighting candles as symbols of their dreams. The Philippines was united, if only for a night, by the promise of a new dawn. The sight of the flag waving over jubilant crowds captured the spirit of a nation reborn. As the first light of morning touched the Manila skyline, the future suddenly felt limitless. For the first time in a long while, hope was not just a word, it was a reality within reach. By morning, the Appalach Superfield was all anyone could talk about. In Manila's markets, vendors and shoppers buzzed with excitement. Tricycle drivers debated how oil wealth could fix traffic. In Palawan, fishermen gazed at the horizon feeling vindicated and secure. Farmers in central Luzon imagined better schools and roads. Indigenous leaders in the Cordilleras hoped for responsible management and cultural preservation. Across the nation, hope replaced cynicism. Filipinos were finally talking about potential, not just problems. For the first time in years, the country was united by a shared, promising dream. The Appalach Superfield was the result of a decade of scientific effort. Filipino geologists, using advanced seismic imaging, discovered massive hydrocarbon traps beneath the West Philippine Sea. Partnering with international experts, they mapped a colossal oil reservoir, over 500 square kilometers, using cutting-edge technology. The Diwata Explorer drill ship confirmed the find high-quality crude vast reserves. The field was named for Dr. Aris Appalach, the visionary geologist who led the project. With over 50 billion barrels of oil, the Philippines was catapulted into the ranks of global energy powers. It was a triumph of Filipino ingenuity and perseverance. The economic impact was immediate. Stock markets soared, the peso strengthened, and investor confidence surged. The oil boom promised millions of jobs: engineers, drill operators, construction workers, and more. New ports, pipelines, and refineries would transform the landscape, fueling growth far beyond the energy sector. The government pledged to invest oil revenues in education and healthcare. Modern schools, higher teacher salaries, free university, and world-class hospitals. For families, this meant lower fuel prices, more stable jobs, and the chance to stay together at home. The dream of a better life was no longer distant, it was within reach. The Appalach Superfield was more than oil. It was the promise of dignity and prosperity for every Filipino. The nation's future had never looked brighter. The transformation was underway. The discovery sparked a surge of national pride and unity. For once, the Philippines was seen as a nation of immense potential, not just challenges. Filipinos walked taller, conversations filled with hope and a sense of we. Political and social divisions faded as the oil became a symbol of shared destiny. Communities, universities, and artists rallied to prepare for the new era. The diaspora felt a renewed connection, dreaming of returning home to a rising nation. The Appalach Superfield became a story of Filipino resilience and possibility. It was a renaissance, an awakening of national spirit. The world was watching as the Philippines stepped confidently into its future. The world took notice. Energy markets shifted, and OPEC called emergency meetings. The Philippines, once a minor player, was now central to global energy security. Allies like the US and Japan offered support, while investment delegations flocked to Manila. But the discovery also heightened regional tensions, especially in the South China Sea. China and other neighbors issued cautious statements, and the Philippines faced new diplomatic challenges. The government accelerated military modernization to protect its newfound asset. The oil wealth provided the means to strengthen both economy and defense. The Philippines was now a pivotal player, balancing sovereignty with regional cooperation. As excitement settled, tough questions emerged. Could the Philippines avoid the resource curse? The government proposed the Maharlika Sovereign Development Fund, modeled after Norway's, to ensure transparency and long-term benefit. A multi-sectoral oversight committee was planned to guard against corruption. Environmental groups demanded strict safeguards to protect Palawan's rich marine life. The government pledged world-class environmental standards, progress without pollution. The challenge ensure wealth reached every barangay, not just the elite. The discovery was a test of character. Could the nation build a fair, sustainable future? The golden goose had to be protected for all Filipinos, now and for generations to come. The Appalach Superfield is more than just a source of oil. It's a symbol of hope, progress, and the boundless potential of the Filipino spirit. This discovery is not merely about energy, it represents a new era for our nation. One where we take charge of our destiny and shape a future that generations will be proud of. It's a turning point in the Filipino story, a moment when dreams and determination converge. Across the archipelago, from bustling cities to quiet provinces, Filipinos are looking forward with renewed optimism, believing that real change is within reach. It's a chance to build the nation our heroes dreamed of, sovereign, self-reliant, and prosperous. Their sacrifices laid the foundation, and now it is our turn to continue their legacy, to honor their vision by creating a country where every Filipino can thrive. This is a responsibility, not a prize to squander. The resources we have discovered are a trust for the future, demanding wise stewardship and careful planning. The path forward demands unity, vision, and a shared commitment to the common good. We must come together as one people, setting aside differences for the sake of our nation's progress, and accountability from all sectors, government, business, and every institution that shapes our society. Each must play its part with integrity and transparency, ensuring that the benefits reach every Filipino. Educators, families, and citizens alike must join hands, nurturing a culture of responsibility and active participation. Our collective effort will be the true engine of transformation. The future will be built not by oil alone, but by innovation, hard work, and the unwavering resolve of our people. Technology, education, and sustainable practices will ensure that our progress is lasting and inclusive. It is the collective will of the Filipino people, our unity, resilience, and compassion, that will truly shape our destiny. Together, we can overcome any challenge and seize every opportunity. Imagine a Philippines with world-class infrastructure where poverty is history and every community flourishes. Roads, schools, and hospitals connect us, lifting lives and opening doors to new possibilities. Opportunity is at home. Every child educated, every family secure, and every dream within reach. This is the vision we strive for, a nation where hope is real and the future is bright. A beacon of stability in Asia, the Philippines can stand tall among nations, respected and admired for its achievements and unity. This is the promise of Appalach, a future we must build together, hand in hand, with courage and determination. Every effort, big or small, brings us closer to the nation we envision. Let us rise to the occasion, united in Bayanihan, the spirit of communal unity and cooperation that defines us as Filipinos. Let us lift our country to new heights, embracing the challenges and opportunities ahead. The journey begins now, together, as one nation. Our Bagong Umaga has arrived. A new dawn is here, and with it, the promise of a brighter, self-reliant Filipino future.